All right, I know a lot of you do not have Twitter, and I wanted to share this thread with you. This is from Brian Cates. He goes by Draw and Strike on Twitter, and he writes for the Epic Times. So he says, the Clintons, the Bidens, the Gores, the Pelosi's, the Obamas, the McCains, the Romneys. Politicians could have all their corruption sitting there in plain sight because they knew nothing would be done about it. They were all protected. They knew they were all untouchable. And then Trump came into power and changed the game. They are finding out, much to their horror, that they are not untouchable any longer. Things that were left alone even though they sat in plain sight because all the right people understood it wasn't supposed to be asked about are now going to be brought up and discussed. It was known years ago, all the rampant corruption and pay-for-play being run out of the Clinton Foundation. We've known about the Biden stuff on Ukraine since 2015. None of this stuff was done under a rock. But hey, all the right people just winked at each other and nodded when this came out, and business as usual went on. Everybody understood how this sort of thing was supposed to be handled. By not handling it, by downplaying it and moving on quickly from it. The elite class is a special class, and they are special. Different rules for those people. That's an unwritten rule, of course, but it's a very real rule, and we have spent decades watching the effects of people who follow and live by it. His typo. That's how this sort of thing has always been handled in the past, you see. Massive corruption comes to light, and all the right people give each other knowing looks, winks, and nods are exchanged, and then everyone moves on. That's how this corruption game was played. Nobody could stop because they were all part of it. And then an outsider became president of the United States. You bet they're pulling every low-down, rotten, nasty, underhanded, and shifty trick they can think of to impeach this guy, because they know what he's found and what he and his team are about to reveal about these crooks. Trump's critics do have one thing right. He's definitely not the right kind of person when it comes to winking and nodding and moving on from a massive, blatant corruption by politicians being done right out in the open where they are raking in millions of dollars in illegal deals. Understand, top Democrats and Republicans weren't putting any real effort into hiding any of this stuff they were doing because there was no real reason to hide it. Who was in any position to do anything about it, even if they have been willing to try? The Clintons, the Gores, the Bushes, the Obamas, the Bidens, the Reids, the Romneys, the Feinsteins, the Pelosi's? Don't make me laugh. Here's the key. This is why they hate Trump. All that other stuff, whining about him not being presidential enough, the boorish behavior, the crude comments, it's just cover. This is the real reason they are trying so hard to take him out. Go back to the impeachment delusion. And this is why he's winning, and he's going to keep winning. He has it all. He has it all. He's got typos. They know this, and their own terror forces them into haste. Their stupid impeachment theater with their fun new second whistleblower reached the far stage some time ago. The next couple of months are going to be so much fun. Don't get sucked into the hysteria of people selling the daily panic about this or that. Fully enjoy the next 5 years of his presidency. One day he'll be leaving. How cool was that? I just had to share that with everybody quickly. I encourage everybody to get on Twitter because this is where the action is. So anyway, that's all I got. So later.